Presented by Quick Trip's quality gasoline guarantee. It's just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
There we go.
All right. Cold open, everybody. 5 wide. Coon, Armin, and Billy is off today. Boys, how we doing on this Thursday, which feels like a Friday because we're off tomorrow?
Thursday that feels like a Friday with a holiday vacation added into it, called a
Yes,
5-day
sir.
weekend. I mean, I really feel like I'm back in high school, and I get that holiday break where you get off before Christmas. You don't get back till after New Year's. It's not quite that long, but it feels like that. It's an exciting day.
Yeah, it is indeed. So here we are on the verge of a big game Sunday, Christmas Eve, against a bad opponent. We can say that. Josh doesn't like me stating the obvious. He feels like I'm a huge jinx.
It's
I think
cupcakes.
he's the big jinx
They're all
on this show.
cupcakes.
This is the cupcakeiest of cupcakes. I mean, Kuhn,
biggest.
Panther team averages 10 points a game the last 8 games. Like they cannot score.
Worse than that, they are an organization that foundationally is in its infancy trying to recreate itself. I mean, you talk about being as low. You don't even have a head coach that's been there, right? Their head coach is gone. Their star running back, their star player was traded midway through last season. They have a brand new rookie quarterback that doesn't look to be as good as the other rookie quarterback in the National Football League. Their defense plays tough. They play hard, but goodness gracious, it's a struggle when their offense can't move the football. This team is as prime for a victory. You should put them on your schedule if you want a victory. That's where the Packers find themselves right now. And you have to not just win this game. You have to kind of look good in this game.
It's the chicken soup game. It's the Dimetap game. It's the, I don't know, pick your
Dimetap.
Robitussin. Pick your, it's the Paxlovid. Pick your whatever.
It's a Z-Pack game, a Zithromycin.
Z-Pack game.
Yeah. That's what
get you good quickly.
That's what they should be. You know, it should be that for the Packers. Should be.
By the way, I thought the McCaffrey trade was one of the most egregiously unfair trades ever. That they gave up McCaffrey for a second, a third, and a fourth. And a fifth. Now, that's a lot of picks.
A lot of picks. That's a lot of picks.
I thought it was bad until I actually read it. And then I heard second, third, fourth, fifth.
If the Packers could have made that trade for him, would you?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
No,
watching this guy play. No,
I would have. Knowing what I know now, but having a guy like Aaron Jones,
you didn't know he was awesome before he got traded.
Well, it's not that. It's not about
that. He knows
that.
It now.
It's
what he knows now is that he knows it.
It's not that. It has to do with the value and what you think the value will be going forward, right? So I remember thinking that the Panthers fleeced the 49ers because they got all those picks for a running back, and running backs when they grow old are no good. But this is
there it was.
You see, right? That's the trap I fell into, which I think is still a good system theory. But there are certain guys that are special that overcome that, and McCaffrey's that guy. And that's where I might have been myopic.
Special guys obliterate all of the draft analytics,
and he's been that when he's healthy. He's been that. So.
I call him Kuhn one of ones, meaning like a rare painting. There's only one.
Yeah,
and the more one of ones you have on your team, if you have 2 or 3, like the Niners, I think do. I think Bosa is a 1 of 1, although maybe Myles Garrett is a 2 of 2.
He's a 1 of 5, right? Bosa's a 1 of 5. Yeah, Bosa's 1 of 5.
Savage defensive ends in the league right now.
Yeah, T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett. I'd put Micah Parsons in there, although you can game plan against him against the Cowboys very easily. You got Bosa, and then probably the other Bosa.
But here's the problem. There's a lot of 1 of 1s until the moment they cease to become that, which happens quick in this league. I mean, they were saying that about Khalil Mack when the Bears got him, and it sure looked like that the first year.
That's true.
And then now going forward, Khalil Mack's a good player, but he's not a field tilter like he used to be.
Fair enough.
So
Right, Von Miller, same thing.
Right.
It was a 1-of-1 until it stopped happening. I think Debo is a 1-of-1, a unique, game-changing Swiss Army knife. Just will kill you.
Well, he was sure
Right.
good. What was it, last week or the week before? He's been good lately. Yeah.
I don't know if he's 1-of-1, but he's definitely one of like 3 or 4 at that spot that you can do multiple different things with. The problem with the 49ers are they have at every position a guy. They have a guy that you feel great about at every position. And Trent Williams is 1-of-1. I mean, that's the most important piece. He is absolutely 1-of-1. By the way, when Armin said, I thought they were trading an old running back, they traded Christian McCaffrey at 26 years old.
26.
He was 26 when he got traded.
I know,
to the 49ers, and he was old.
Might as well be 86. Yeah.
The tire tread, though, in this league, it starts early. I don't know
Unless
what
you're
else to
Frank
say.
Gore. Unless you're the exception.
Well, yeah,
Sure, he was
there's
the exception.
There's
Yeah.
exceptions, but if you're making,
Adrian Peterson, exception.
yeah, but if you're making trades based on principle, and you think 9 out of 10 times this will probably turn out better for me, or 7 out of 10 times, then you make that move and you accept the outliers.
I do take offense
anything.
to this. I do take offense to this, Armin, and I apologize for that because at one point in time I was the oldest running back in the NFL.
Is that true?
You know.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize that.
I thought you were a
Hey,
fullback.
Well, yeah, right. I mean,
that falls under the subcategory.
Oh, now we got
running back and
subcategory.
offensive guard
Okay,
and
all
guard.
right.
I'm kind of a hybrid. If
Pick
a
one,
guard
John.
had a
Pick one.
baby with
I
a
like how
running back,
John
that's
threw
a fullback.
himself in the running
Pick a
back
lane. Pick a
category.
lane.
Though. I was the oldest running back.
There's a Venn diagram over here of offensive positions.
you can't
and
run-
fullback is right between guard and running back.
You can't rep the brand
Coon-
without saying that and then say I'm a running back, right? Fullback.
Kuhn,
brand.
when is the quarterly Zoom call meeting of Fullbacks United, your fullback union, to discuss the fact there was a fullback who got clipped to keep Aaron Rodgers on the 53 with the Jets just so he could practice
We
Yeah,
talked
these
that
about
was
last 3 weeks?
That was rough. That was a hard pill to swallow, almost as hard as Henry Pearson not dressing this
Thank
past
you.
week for the Packers
Just
after having a couple really good games in a row. And I'm just like, goodness gracious, can we get the boy in the game a little bit more?
Just
He
thinking
needs
that.
the reps to churn out the production and prove to you he needs to be
So-
there.
Okay, so do you think what the Jets have done is a clown move? Yes or no?
Both yes and no. It's a clown move, yes, because there's no practical application to this unless they shock the world and throw him in stupidly against the Patriots last game of the regular season for a ceremonial screen pass, let's say, just as some sort of notion of he worked his tail off, so we put him in a game for one play to note that thing. However, I will say, when you're eliminated from the playoffs, it is a slog to get through. You can get through the last week of the season easily. Oh, this is our last week. We're going to have fun with it.
But
We're going to give it
3
our all.
weeks is a
but
long swim. That's
is.
a long swim to shore for a boat that is sunk.
But if Aaron Rodgers is coming back practicing, it almost makes it fun to go to work and practice and see what he's going to do on the scout team against the defense. You're almost just playing backyard football every single day while you're working. I could
Interesting.
see a way that this is used as a motivational tool to get these guys through the end of a season. And by the way, these coaches, they don't want to lose. Even though they're mathematically eliminated, they want to finish on a good note to have a good taste in their mouth when they talk to management and do their year-end meetings and things. So, yeah, they're trying to find a way to inspire people.
Okay. The clapback to the, oh man, this poor fullback got done dirty was, okay, well, he was only on the team because Rodgers was on the injured reserve. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in the first place, and they're not going to use him anyway.
Well,
So stop
that's not
crying a river of
true.
tears for a guy who's 53rd on the roster. That's the counter argument, Kuhn. You're saying not true?
That's not true, because if Aaron Rodgers was on the roster, would they be carrying 3 quarterbacks? The answer is no. One of those quarterbacks would be on the practice
Oh,
squad.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So then instead of Simeon, it would be this fullback, John
Yes.
Slobotnik or whatever his name
What a
is.
great
I don't know
fullback
who it
name.
is.
Is that really his name?
Yeah. By the way, on
I wonder if the
McCaffrey.
Italian agent represents him.
Nick Bowden.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Bowden.
On
Nick Bowden.
McCaffrey, Armin, you
Yes.
know, his dad played in the NFL. Easy Ed McCaffrey. For the Denver Broncos, played at Stanford. Do you know who Ed
Did you
McCaffrey
know that?
married?
Yeah,
A
you knew
soccer
that, Armin.
player.
Of course you did.
I-
You're not going to get to answer. I'm going to pepper you right now, like you pepper people.
Fair.
So he married
Like you pepper
a
people.
soccer player at Stanford, and
Just one
his
thing,
wife's dad was an Olympic sprinter. And Ed McCaffrey's brother played at Duke and his sister played college basketball. Forget somewhere else. So he has
Armin knows.
the
Armin, you know,
genetic
where did he play?
Armin, where'd
athletics.
she play?
Armin, you know all this, right?
Armin, where did he play basketball?
Now, I know Ed McCaffrey was the Broncos receiver, right?
I mean, this genetics
Are
are
you asking
real.
or
Armin.
telling
You
us?
say
Yeah, what are you doing?
That's what I remember. I
telling
knew
you,
Ed
Armin, right now.
McCaffrey played, and he was a receiver. That's all I know. The rest of where his sister went to middle school, I don't
you're
know.
now learning. Yeah,
What was
you're
it?
now
Where his
learning.
mom
He
went to
comes
middle
from
school or something?
great. She comes from great athletic stock.
That's
And when he
awesome.
was carving it up at Stanford, there was a real split coming in the NFL. Like, okay, he looks awesome, but it's Stanford, and he's white. We haven't had a white tailback since Allstott. Somehow, some
Jim
Allstott
Taylor.
highlights shook free yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
Jim
he
Taylor.
truck some
Somehow-
people? Yes.
All-
Somehow
Allstott
this,
was a
this
fullback, too.
Allstott highlight reel shook free Kuhn yesterday on Twitter, and I stopped to watch it, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, yeah, he
Brings
really
a tear
did
to my
truck
eyes
stick
every
guys.
time it comes up.
Doesn't
It's
it, though?
just so
Mm.
fast.
Was that your
He's a
idol
monster.
growing up?
He was up there. I loved the Lightning and Thunder between he and Work Done down there in Tampa. I was a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
I love
great
those two together.
combo.
Oh my gosh, you talk about trying to stop a two-headed monster. The coolest thing about Allstott was he went to Purdue. He went to Purdue, a team that turned into air raid and just throw the ball 60 times
With
a
Drew
game.
Brees.
And
Yeah.
he was the guy. And they decided, well, yeah, it worked
like,
for
nah.
a couple years, but no, we're on to this.
No.
We're doing something different now. Yeah. All right. Very good. What are you guys going to talk about today? I'm sure there's no shortage of topics, including Devondre saying, I ain't talking about nothing on the internet.
Ed McCaffrey's
But you said it's a
sister.
weak move. You're going to talk about Ed McCaffrey's family tree of athleticism. But
think you
you
should.
said Devondre needs to at least give some clarity to what he tweeted.
Yeah, he needed to grow a pair and man up and say, I tweeted it. This is what I said. This is why I said it. Now back off.
I'm not
I'll tell you
talking
that's
about
what it is.
nothing on the internet. Wasn't that what he said?
I mean,
I'm
I
not-
ain't
yeah,
talking
you-
about nothing.
well, you put it out
On
there.
the internet.
You
Well, you put it
did
on the internet.
Can I have one?
Clean up aisle 6.
You need one
you
thing?
spilled that jar of ragu. Clean it
Hold on.
up.
Hold on, guys. Armin's got one thing to say.
One thing about the whole
We need this in before
Devondre thing
24.
and the internet. I have a theory. All right.
Oh,
I think athletes think that social media is good because they can frame the discussion and the message the way they want
Uh-huh.
it and not have to talk to media. So they'd rather do social media than media. But what they don't realize is there's
Right.
no good, legit discourse on social media. You're only talking with trolls. At least if you say it to the media, you're going to have a conversation with trained journalists that have interest in having a real, pragmatic, and good faith conversation. How's that?
You're a
Why? I
prick,
just put,
and I
I
love
put
it.
my egg timer up. I gave him 9 minutes. I thought this was going to be a 9-minute point.
No, he just
You have
like-
8 minutes and
Come on,
34 seconds
come on.
left.
it felt like it.
And
It
I
felt
love
like
it.
It felt like
I don't know what you
love
said,
it.
Armin, but well said.
Hey,
Come on.
Armin,
9 minutes.
Armin, in fairness, it's a lot quicker than a Schneidman story. So you got that going for you.
Wow. Catching strays out here.
When did
That's
this
nice.
start? Do I tell that one? I tell long stories. That one.
Yo,
I get my
absolutely.
point
Yeah.
out in 30 seconds. I thought.
Yeah,
No.
just one thing, Armin.
I have no idea what your point was.
I might not. Whatever.
Armin, if you're not going to use this 8 minutes, I'll talk about
I
McCaffrey's
never
family
wanted
tree
8
for a while
minutes. I never
longer.
wanted 8 minutes. I gave you a nice, concise 30-second point. Is that good?
I'm clapping on myself here.
Oh,
But
Armin.
I don't
All right,
think
it's all
one
good.
person
I know it's all
remembers
good.
what you said in
See,
those 30 seconds.
well, maybe you
What's
should've
the
listened.
saving the
What
egg
a way to
time?
end 2023. You know,
Yep.
all of us yelling at each
What a
other,
way.
us running through bump music 2 or 3
Kumbaya.
times.
No, I'm happy about
Just
it.
like it used to be.
Torres. All right, tag you're it. 9 to noon is next, boys. Enjoy the holidays. We'll be in touch via text as developments warrant, and we will see everyone in the new year.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.